Today we are going to work on lesson 3.5. So take out your notebook and pencil, go to the next blank page and label it 3.5, solving equations. As usual, anytime you need to pause the video to catch up or take notes, feel free and then start it back up again. Here are the notes for today. Solution of an equation. The value of a variable that makes an equation true. Example, x equals 3 is the solution of the equation x plus 2 equals 5. And then the other one I want you to have is inverse operations. Operations that undo each other. So addition and subtraction are inverse operations. Multiplication and division are inverse operations. You've been doing this for years. Anytime you had a problem like this in elementary school, blank plus 2 equals 5, and you had to fill in the blank, you were doing algebra. So make sure you have this written down in your notebooks, and then we're going to do a bunch of examples together. So we're going to solve each one-step equation, and we're just starting with one-step equations right now. So x minus 7 equals a negative 6. So what we're going to do is I'm going to draw a line down this. Whatever we do on one side of the equation, we have to do on the other. It's kind of like keeping a teeter-totter balance. If I add one kid on one side, I have to have one kid on the other side in order to keep it balanced. So we're going to undo what's in the equation. They are subtracting 7, so I'm going to undo that by adding 7. And because I do it on one side, I need to do it on the other. So a negative 7 or minus 7 plus 7 cancels out, leaves me with x all by itself. A negative 6 plus 7 leaves me a positive 1. And that is our solution. Write this one down in your notebooks. It's the same thing. I'm going to draw a line down through the equal sign. So whatever I do on one side, I have to do on the other. And I'm going to do the opposite. They're subtracting 3 4/10, so I'm going to add 3 4/10 on both sides. So subtracting 3 4/10 and adding 3 4/10 cancels out, leaves me with y by itself. So 5/10 plus 3 4/10 is 3 9/10, and there's our solution. Now our equation is flipped around a little bit, but that is fine. What we do on one side, we still have to do on the other. They're adding 3, so we're going to do the opposite. We're going to subtract 3, and we're going to do it on both sides. So plus 3 minus 3 cancels out, leaves us with k. Negative 3 minus 3 gives us a negative 6, and there's our solution. Now let's go multiplication and division. Again, just as usual, we're going to split our equation down through the equal sign. What we do on one side, we have to do on the other. They're dividing by 4, so we're going to do the opposite. We're going to multiply by 4. And if we do it on one side, we have to do it on the other. Multiplying by 4 and dividing by 4 cancels out, leaves us with m all by itself. 10 times 4 is 40. And we can always go back and check our work. If we do m divided by 4 equals 10, that's our equation. If I plug 40 in for m, 40 divided by 4 gives me 10. I know that that checks out and it is good. This bar means we are dividing. So this is technically k divided by 5 equals a negative 4. So I'm going to draw my line through the equal sign. They're dividing by 5, so I'm going to multiply by 5. I'm going to do the opposite on both sides. Divide by 4, multiply by 4 cancels out, leaves me with k. Negative 4 times 5 gives me a negative 20, and there's my answer. Let's do a couple more. Remember, we've been writing these, and these means we multiply, so 8 times k. So if they're multiplying, we're going to draw our line down the middle. They're multiplying by 8, so we're going to divide by 8 on both sides. The 8's cancel out, leaves me with k. Negative 32 divided by 8 gives me a negative 4, and there's my solution. And again, you can check it. 8 times a negative 4 gives me negative 32, which is what we had. Let's do one more, only now it's going to be a fraction, and you guys should know how to work with fractions. I told you they're never going away. So draw our line through the equal sign. They're multiplying by 3/4, so we're going to divide by 3/4 on both sides. So these cancel out. Multiplying by 3/4, dividing by 3/4 leaves me with a. Now I'm going to do this problem over here, 9/1, because I'm dealing with fractions, divided by 3/4. So here we go. Stay, switch, flip. I'm going to simplify ahead of time. 3 times 4 is 12. 1 times 1 is 1. A equals 12. And there's our solution. Doing the fraction off to the side is definitely helpful. So your homework is to do the 3.5 worksheet. It's in Schoology, otherwise you will get the pink worksheet in class, and it is due the next class. There are just a bunch of one-step equations on the pink worksheet. If you have questions, please let me know. Otherwise, have a good day.